Hi everyone, welcome to this video. I am Joseph Syriac. When we are called for an interview, we normally do some research about the company that has called us for the interview. Most people think that researching about a company is to find out some information about the company so that we will be able to answer any probable question that may come up during the interview. That is, of course, one of the reasons why you should research about a company. But that is not the primary reason for researching about a company. In my opinion, researching about a company is to understand whether that company is good enough for us to work with and to decide whether I want to work for that company or not. So this is what we are going to talk about in this video. While researching about a company, there are three important aspects that you will have to look at. One is the company's financial condition. Two, the business continuity prospects of that company. And three, the company's approach towards its employees. First of all, we look at the company's financial condition to satisfy ourselves that whatever happens, this company will be able to pay me salary for the next 2 years. Now, what are the parameters that we have to check and where to check those things? Go into the company's website and look for the audited financial results. You will have quarterly results, half-yearly results and annual results. First, take the quarterly results. There will be a lot of parameters in this. You don't have to go into the details of all that. You just look for income from operations and the net profit. You see whether in the past 4 quarters, these two parameters are on an increasing trend or at least stable. So this will give us a comfort that the company is going in the right direction financially. Then look at the annual results. There will be a column called reserves. See whether the company has a good amount of reserves, because in times of emergency, the company will have enough money to use. And then finally, look at the shareholding pattern. Check whether any domestic or foreign institutions, mutual funds, insurance companies or banks have invested in this company. It's because when they invest, they take expert opinion, they do a lot of research and then choose a company to invest. So we can be sure that this is a company on solid foundations. The second point to be considered is the business continuity prospects of that particular company. You will have to look at the news about the company in various media and also news about its directors or founders. There may be many issues like environmental issues, labor or union issues, customer complaints, financial mismanagement, violation of government regulations, and many such things which can affect the business continuity of that particular company. There can be allegations or legal proceedings against the company or its directors or its founders. There are many companies which were considered to be superstars but which have fallen from grace very quickly. Like, I don't want to mention any names here, you know the names. So, before deciding to work for a company, check the business continuity prospects of that company and then take a decision. The third point is to do research on the company's approach towards its employees. Go and read the employee reviews of that company. You will find it on portals like Indeed, Glassdoor or JobBus, where the employee reviews are recorded. You will get a clear understanding of the morale of the employees, their job satisfaction levels, problems, grievances, and much more. This will give you an idea about the approach of the company towards its employees. After researching about the company, the next step is to research about the position that you are applying for. Call up the recruiter and ask whether this is a replacement for someone who has left, or is it a newly created position. If it is a replacement, try to find out from LinkedIn as to who had occupied this position earlier. Try to contact the person, ask him about the company and why he left. Then try to find out who are the previous occupants of that particular position. See if there is any pattern in the tenure of employment, because there are some positions in some companies which fall vacant every 6 months, which means there is some problem either with the job role or with the employer. So such information will give you an idea whether it is safe to take up such a position. On the other hand, if it is a newly created position, find out from the recruiter as to why such a position has been created. It may be because the company has thought that more focus and attention is required in that particular area. It may be because of increase in the volume of business. It may be due to structural changes in the company, or it may also be to satisfy a statutory requirement. If the reason is any of these, it is fine. But sometimes it may be an ad hoc position created to achieve some short-term objective, like getting through an accreditation audit, or to get some affiliation, or to win a contract. In such a case, think twice before you jump. Now you might be thinking, is it practical to choose a job after looking at all these parameters? Of course, yes. I'm telling you this from 30 years of my experience in corporates. Because if you choose a job without looking at these parameters, you are taking a chance. It might turn out to be good, it might turn out to be bad. But since it is your career, you cannot take chances. So choose wisely. After all this research, if you have finally decided to take up this interview, then there are 2 more things that you have to do. One is to check your own social media presence, and the second one is to check the background of the interviewers. Now, why should you check your own social media profile? Because most of the interviewers check your social media profile before they interview you. This will give them an idea about your work life and your life outside work. Then they will also be able to find out whether you will fit into the company culture, whether you will gel with the team that you're going to work with, and whether you are a matured professional. They will also be able to check whether what you have mentioned in your resume really reflects what you actually are. If you feel that your social media presence is fine, then leave it as it is. If you feel that some materials have to be removed, please do it. And if you feel that the employer would never like it, check your privacy settings and make appropriate changes. And finally, why should you research about the interviewer's background? It is because if you know the background of the interviewer, it will help you to prepare better for the interview. There is nothing wrong in asking the recruiter as to who will be there on the interview board. Find out that and then go into their social media profile and find out their areas of expertise, their education, the organizations where they have worked, the tenure in each organization, and their interests. Because most of the interviewers ask maximum number of questions from their own areas of expertise. This will definitely help you to guess maximum number of questions that can be asked, and you can be prepared for those questions. So to sum up, before you decide to take up a job in a particular company, do the following research. 1. The financial strength of the company. 2. News about the company which may have a bearing on its business continuity. 3. Go into the employee reviews to find out if the company is employee friendly. And 4. Do a research on the role that you are going to apply for. And after doing all this, if you have finally decided to take the interview, then look at your own social media profile and also look at the background of the interviewers so that you will be able to prepare better for the interview. So if you do all these, you will not regret later. Thank you.